the Nintendo Switch just weeks away, it's time to ask the question, should you buy a console or a GPU right now? Or is there something else that might make your gaming experience better? Hey, what's cracking everybody? Welcome back to Computer Games Hardware. Today on the channel, we are picking a side. Should you buy a console or a GPU in 2025? But before we do, just want to jump in here and say, if you're enjoying any of the content on Computer Games Hardware, please chuck us a like, share, and subscribe. And watching the videos really helps me out. Big thank you to all our sponsors, Secret Lab for looking after the channel. You can see all our affiliate links in the description below, and you can check us out on all our socials. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, TikTok. You can find all our channels in the description below. Thanks for watching, everybody. All right, let's get stuck into it, guys. Some of you might know I recently did an AM5 upgrade on my system. You can check the video out wherever that little thing pops up. And, it left me wondering if I should upgrade my GPU, or can I get similar price and performance out of one of the current generation consoles? This has me in a little bit of a dilemma with the Switch 2 coming in June. So I want to talk about it. What should you do in 2025? Are we PC master race or consoles forever?
Shampoo is better. I go on first and clean the hair. Conditioner is better. I leave the hair silky and smooth.
Alright, so let's break down the choices a little bit here. Let's start with the Nintendo Switch for around $700 to $780 if you want to bundle it in with Mario Kart World. This system is targeting 4K up to 120 FPS in docked mode, and 1080p in handheld mode. This is the big upgrade that a lot of people have been looking for, and this is the family entertainment system that is going to be in a lot of people's living rooms. The pre-orders for this thing have just gone off the charts, so demand is pretty high, and it's going to be a little bit of a struggle to get your hands on one day one. Now, if you compare that to something like the 9070 XT or the 5070 Ti, you're not getting the same bleeding edge performance with the latest FSR4 and DLSS4. Those things are the performance kings at the moment. Of course, you can go higher on the NVIDIA end with 5080s and 5090s and things like that. But in this video, we're sticking to what I would say a similar price to performance, not a reasonable one, because everything is expensive at the moment, as we'll see in the next few segments. So that's the choice that I'm looking at. Have big upgrade into a new GPU, which, let's be honest, for a Radeon card, you're still talking about the mid-range, and I wouldn't be going anything higher than a 5070 Ti. 5070 is probably the perfect price point there. So that's the sort of question I've got going. But if you're doing that in your head, you got to factor in the other consoles as well. So we've got the PS5 Pro as well, and we know that the PS5 Pro is going to have all the best first-party PlayStation single-player games on the console first. That thing's targeting 4K 60 FPS. Most of the games are running, between 4K and 4040p on PlayStation, even the Pro, if we're being honest. I probably won't be doing that. I wouldn't be doing that. What I would be doing instead is looking at like the sub $700 PlayStation Slim, the digital only version, which at a reasonable price is comparable to the Nintendo Switch 2. So you're getting the same sort of gameplay, the same sort of visuals, the same buttery smooth performance, and you're getting it at a price comparable to the Nintendo Switch. That's what I would be doing if I was going with PlayStation. Then we have the Xboxes as well. So, the Xbox, similar to the OG PlayStation, is sort of holding it at 4K 60. 1440p to 4K 60 is what you can expect. And the big advantage that Xbox has is that Game Pass is the best gaming subscription service that you can possibly get. So you've got big advantages over that, but there are also some downsides to that as well. Let's talk about what you can expect to pay. If you're looking at the GPUs, let's look at the 9070 XT. Here in Australia, you are looking at anywhere between $1,200 to $1,500. Now, you can bump that down to the stock 9070, but you're still paying, $1,150, $1,200 for that GPU as well. So I'm not really sure why they went with that pricing model, but anyway, again, crazy. The 5070 Ti is, $1,500 to $2,000, which is absolutely mind-blowing for a mid-range card. So if I was looking at a Team Green card, I'd be looking at the 5070, which goes for that $1,150, $1,200 price point as well. So you're paying a bit of an NVIDIA tax on the TI models and anything above, but for the argument of this video, we're looking at that mid-range. So, already for the GPUs, we're paying a pretty big price premium. Even better, maybe for the sake of this video, is taking a look at the RTX 5060, which is going from around $750 to $1,000. But then again, you're not getting the performance that you might be expecting. Here's the kicker though, right? If you're looking on the console side, you can go for the PS5 Pro, which probably has that 5070 level of performance, but you're paying $1,200 for it. So, that is a pretty big price increase, and PlayStation have raised the prices on their consoles. So that is a bit of a blow. I think they've priced themselves out of the market a little bit. Now, having said that, you can still get, like I said before, the PS5 Slim digital edition for under $700. So that's what I would be doing, because I don't think that the Pro is that big of a bigger experience than the OG PlayStation 5. So consider that. Now, Xbox is an interesting one as well, because, as we said, you can get the best subscription model in the business with Xbox. Game Pass is obviously a huge one, and you can get some amazing first-party games on a relatively cheap model. That has gone up too, I should add, so, we're losing a little bit of money here and there everywhere, but you can get a digital-only sub-$700 Xbox digital for, I think it's $699, and the OG one goes for $800, I believe. So no Pro version for the Xbox, but you do get to use Game Pass. So got some advantages there. Tier system can be a little bit expensive. You can also get a 2TB version of the Xbox Series X. I didn't check out the price, so I'll have to put that one in the edit for you. But that's something to consider as well. And then obviously there is the Nintendo Switch 2. $700, $780 when you bundle it with Mario Kart World, which is the one I think that everyone's want to go for. But I will caveat that by saying that, I will easily spend over $1,000 on a Switch 2 when it comes to all the peripherals, the games, the extra controllers, the camera, and all the other bullshit that it comes with it. So while it seems like it's in a relatively cheap price point, you know that thing's going to be ultimately expensive over the purchase of the initial console. It's not going to come at $700. So here's the thing, right? If you own a decent PC at the moment, it probably makes sense that you might want to upgrade your GPU. But if you're buying in for the first time, you're looking at like $1,800 to $2,500 to get comparable performance to the consoles, which is a pretty penny. Components are so expensive at the moment. It is the worst time to buy PC components or build a new PC. It's a tough point of entry for anyone there. So, I just did an AM5 upgrade, so no case, no PSU, none of that. It was just RAM, board, and CPU. $1,800 just for that. So, if you want to get the comparative performance to a PS5, you're spending a lot of money on a new PC. Now, remember, you can do a lot more on your PC than you can on the consoles, so you've got to figure out what your use case is. Alright, but I just want to drop another little nugget on you. You don't just have to buy a new console, a new GPU. There are other things that you can do to significantly improve your gaming experience. So I would be saying, if money is just burning a hole in your pocket right now and you need to upgrade something, why don't you take that money and spend it on a new display? Everyone tends to forget about the display factor. So I would be saying that spending $800 to $1,000 on a brand new TV or a high refresh rate monitor would significantly improve your gaming experience, as much in some cases as getting a new GPU or upgrading your system. It's all good to get a new system and everything like that, slap some new components in your PC, but if you're running it on an old ass display that just can't keep up, then this is what I think most people forget. The best GPU can only be as good as the output that you're displaying it on. So, that might be a big consideration for some people. High refresh rate TVs, black inky OLED screens, bright, gorgeous HDR are all big factors, and TVs have made big strides. The new monitor, high refresh rate, 240 hertz, is becoming the standard. There are a lot of options out, and I probably think for about $800 to $1,000, you can get a pretty good deal on like a 4K, 120 hertz, maybe even OLED TV with HDR, or even like a 1440p 165 hertz monitor that would look absolutely amazing and have a big impact on your gaming experience. Alright, so we came here to pick a side, and as you might imagine, for me, I think it's going to be the Nintendo Switch 2. My kids are really looking forward to it. It's time for a family entertainment system upgrade. We're pretty excited about it. I got the kids running around watching videos of Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong, so I'm looking forward to getting a hands-on with the Nintendo Switch as well, so we'll see how that goes. So that is my pick. So what about you guys? Where do you fit into the conversation? Let me know what you will be buying in 2025. Look, I'm going for the Nintendo Switch, but I would be saying if you're on an outdated display, upgrade your display, you'll get some instant gains. Look for those inky blacks, HDR, high refresh rate, particularly with the TVs. 42-inch displays have never looked better, and at a reasonable price, you can get some really good deals out there. And it's sort of become that TVs are on an annual cycle now. So, you can even get pretty good deals on a 2024, even 2023 TV that has all those upgrades that you're looking for. Anyway, let me know what you're going to do. What are you putting in your system? What console are you going to buy? Have you been eyeing off a TV lately? Let me know in the comments down below. How is tech looking for you in 2025? Hey, while we're at it, I thought it might be a cool idea to do the classic rate my setup. So if you're interested in doing that, you can email me at computergameshw@gmail.com with a picture of your setup, and I will give my thoughts on it in one of those videos. I think that'd be cool to get in touch with the community. So let me know in the comments, flick me an email with your setup, and let's get this thing going. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I've had a really good time making this one. I hope you've had a good time watching it, and I will check you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. See you next time.